This need is not new, which should relieve us all of considerable responsibility and perhaps make us even willing to look at this phenomenon dispassionately. I have neither the wish nor the competence to embark on the exercise with the tools of the social and biological sciences, but more simply in the manner of a novelist responding to one famous book of European fiction, Joseph Conrad's Heart of Darkness, which better than any other work that I know displays that Western desire and need which I have just referred to. Of course, there are whole libraries of books devoted to the same purpose, but most of them are so obvious and so crude that few people worry about them today. Conrad, on the other hand, is undoubtedly one of the great stylists of modern fiction and a good storyteller into the bargain. His contribution therefore falls automatically into a different class, permanent literature, read and taught and constantly evaluated by serious academics. Heart of Darkness is indeed so secure today that a leading Conrad scholar has numbered it, quote, among the half a dozen greatest short novels in the English language, end quote. I will return to this critical opinion in due course because it may seriously modify my earlier suppositions about who may or may not be guilty in some of the matters I will now raise. Heart of Darkness projects the image of Africa as, quote, the other world, end quote, the antithesis of Europe, and therefore of civilization, a place where man's vaunted intelligence and refinement are finally mocked by triumphant bestiality. The book opens on the river Thames, tranquil, resting, peacefully, quote, at the decline of day after ages of good service done to the race that peopled its banks, end quote. But the actual story will take place on the river Congo, the very antithesis of the Thames. The river Congo is quite decidedly not a river emeritus. It has rendered no service and enjoys no old age pension. We are told that going up that river was like traveling back to the earliest beginnings of the world, end quote. Is Conrad saying then that these two rivers are very different, one good, the other bad? Yes, but that is not the real point. It is not the differentness that worries Conrad, but the lurking hint of kinship, of common ancestry, for the Thames too, quote, has been one of the dark places of the earth, end quote, and conquered its darkness, of course, and is now in daylight and at peace. But if it were to visit its primordial relative, the Congo, it would run the terrible risk of hearing grotesque echoes of its own forgotten darkness, and falling victim to an avenging recrudescence of the mindless frenzy of the first beginnings.